Hello and welcome to another ASAPro Adobe Premiere tip of the month. My name is Steve, and this month we want to talk about cloud editing. And one of the biggest questions that we normally get is, I get the cloud and what it does, but how does it look when I want to edit in the cloud using Wasabi cloud files? So we're going to look at Wasabi, we're going to look at Lucid Link, as well as Adobe Premiere, of course. So what you can see is kind of the most basic point of editing, which could be video files on a hard drive, on a desktop even, or a shared storage unit. And what you would normally find shared storage is many more editors on top of that, as you can see. And so when you add the concept of the cloud, what is normally thought of here is using the cloud to send up footage, the most important final master video. Think about it as a Dropbox or a Google Drive even, in a way. And you can do that using cloud storage, but there is one more important thing that you can do, of course, which is cloud editing. And so I'd like to use this analogy of the case of the traveling editor, which you are using Wasabi or an AWS or an Azure, it doesn't matter, as your file system as opposed to that storage server. Now, the storage server doesn't necessarily become, unimportant anymore. You could be syncing files from the cloud to your on-prem storage using that editor. They might be in two places, in 1 week and then come back to the office. There's a lot of different scenarios, but the way that they're doing that is through a program called Lucid Link. Lucid Link is essentially what you are using to mount the Wasabi storage to your desktop, to your edit software. And it is even more important when you add more editors to that environment. And the reason why is because now, whether it be from COVID-19 or a growing infrastructure spanning more buildings, that you want that centralized storage hub to have your editors be able to see the same footage just like they would an on-prem storage unit. And so, another example is having one edit station connected to the storage server and having many other remote editors calling on that Wasabi storage. And so maybe another good representation is just to show you inside of Adobe Premiere. And so I'm going to launch Lucid Link real here, and I'll just show you what the control panel looks like first. And it's after you've done the configuration from Wasabi or your S3 bucket on AWS, whatever, you're going to come in here and you're going to designate, I'm on a PC, so you can see that I've just chosen the Z drive, but if you're on a Mac, it uses the same thing. If you designate a volume, and then you can choose that path under your user account. So I'm going to go to the actual folder now, and it's just a Finder level folder, and of course it's the Z drive, and it's right next to all my other different drives that I have, whether it's on the network or if it's local hard drive. So I happen to have some Alexa footage here that I will just go ahead and import into this project. And I can just play this back quite well already. And this codec is an Apple ProRes 422 file, and it is just slightly above a 1080 resolution. It's an HD variant. And I can play this back pretty well. Shuttle around. I'll just throw all these on a sequence, and everything looks pretty good. Now the thing is, though, is that I'm currently on a gigabit internet connection in my office, but not everybody is going to have that capability to utilize those types of speeds. And so some people will come to us saying they want to edit 4K, 6K, and 8K footage in the cloud. And if you're not familiar with our Proxy Workflow, I can show you exactly what that looks like. And inside Adobe, they have a great built-in Proxy Workflow tool. And if I go over here to create proxies, I can put those back on the Wasabi storage, thus making the playback through the Wasabi storage into your desktop a lot cleaner, a lot more fluid. I actually happen to have some pre-made proxies, so I'll just attach that. And then you can see in my media file path, this is the high resolution path. It's just going to that Z drive on my desktop. But remember that it's calling on Wasabi, so this is not on my computer. And neither are these proxies that I just attached. You see that it's on the Z drive still. So if I go over to the toolbar, right on my button editor, in the preview and the program monitor, there's a little shield looking toggle proxies button. And when I have this on, I'll just zoom in all the way, and I have this proxy button on right now. If I turned it off, you can see that the image is quite sharper when I'm zoomed in like that. But if I'm zoomed out, you can't really see that much of a difference. And that's a great tool to use because you can use a much less bitrate on this proxy file and play back the sequence in a much more efficient way. So people who have worries that their at-home internet or maybe even their office internet is not going to help this situation, know that there are ways that you could help the network out a little bit, if you will. So if you're interested in learning more about Adobe Premiere's cloud editing capabilities, as well as Lucid Link or Wasabi, be sure to get in touch with ASAPro today. You can reach us at www.asapro-line.com. Thanks for watching.